Hi, I'm Joan Cartan-Hansen. Thank you for joining us for this Dialogue Web Extra. We're talking with the new University of Idaho President Duane Nellis in our Moscow studios there. Thank you for joining us, Mr. President. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Joan.
We have one caller standing by, and we'll go ahead and go to that right away, and then I have some questions to get a chance to learn a little bit more about you. Let's go to our first caller, Joe in Emmett. Joe?
Hi, Dr. Nellis.
Go ahead.
Hi, Joe.
Hi. Actually, my name is Randy Smith, and I'm from Sandpoint.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
I must have punched the wrong number. I apologize.
Our daughter was born and raised in Idaho, straight A all the way through school. Did not want to go to the University of Idaho because of the academic reputation. We ended up spending a lot of money to send her to Washington State, where she has graduated in 3 years with straight A. She's in child psychology. That's been her chosen career since she was in 7th grade. She wants to get a PhD, so you speak to wanting to recruit Idaho kids. So how are you going to go after her?
Okay, let's talk about recruitment.
Well, again, I think if you look at the quality of our programs, we have a number of programs that are ranked very highly. In fact, the Washington Monthly just ranked the University of Idaho, and we were, I think, 58th out of 258 national universities that were ranked, and that's a reflection, I think, of the quality. If you look at our national scholars, we rank second only to the University of Washington in the Pacific Northwest in the last 25 years, so that says something about the value added that we provide to students. So I think, in her area of expertise, I think we have a lot of quality faculty, and the success of having those students work with researchers who are doing the research. They're the ones writing the textbooks versus going to an institution where they may be having experience with faculty who have not been active in research. I think there's a real advantage to being part of a research environment. And we also have a faculty that are very student-centered and committed to student success. And I think if you look at the graduation rates of our students and the success of those going on to graduate programs, you would find that they truly lead in many ways, not only in the state, but are among the leaders in the Northwest and in the nation. So I think we have a lot to sell as far as the quality of our programs.
I'd like to spend the rest of the time of this Web Extra talking a little bit about who you are. Now, your undergraduate degree was in Earth Science and Geography. What brought you to that career option?
Well, first of all, I have very broad interests, and I've always been very interested in new places and travel and experiencing not only new natural environments, but also new cultural environments. And so when I was younger, my parents, we always had a major family vacation each year and experienced new areas, and that really got me interested in travel, and I've always been fascinated by the diversity of the globe. And so geography was one of those things that allowed me to have very broad interests and yet still learn about Earth, the Earth system, and the relationship between humans and the Earth, and it was just a perfect fit for me.
And I understand you have a new book coming out, and you couldn't come on TV and on the web here without promoting your book. It's let's see, The Sage Handbook. I think we have a picture of it here. The Sage Handbook of Remote Sensing. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, yes.
And I'm not sure this is a barn burner for the Amazon Top 10 list.
That's right.
What is it about?
That's right. Well, it really is the state of the art as to where we are in remote sensing research, and we have a list of authors that are very international, and I think I'm one of the co-editors of this book, and I also have written a few of the chapters in the book. And so it's really where the technology is. Again, remote sensing is something that contributes to our ability to analyze the environment. And I mentioned earlier today to some people about the success of our research team that we have at Kimberly, who do remote sensing research with an estimate of evapotranspiration rates in irrigated areas for water budgeting. That's just one example of the types of research that can be very beneficial to the state of Idaho. But this book is really a compilation of kind of where we're at in the area of remote sensing research.
But at $140,
but I think you're right.
That's a lot.
Yeah, right. Yes. Well, again, science books, if you look internationally, science books tend to be more expensive. And as you said, the volume, as far as a bestseller. I'm not sure it's going to be there, but anyway, I do think it'll contribute to advancing our understanding of remote sensing.
Well, let me
I
ask.
appreciate you bringing it up.
Do you miss teaching? Do you miss
Say
teaching?
again? Oh, I do. Yes, yes, I do. Actually, I love interacting with students. In fact, I do meet regularly with the student government leadership here at the University of Idaho, and just even the chance to interact with students and hear about their classroom experiences gets me excited. But yes, I really enjoyed the opportunities to talk about geography in the classroom and to see the students' reaction to that, and students that would come in feeling like they had to take this course for meeting some requirement, and then to see them transformed into being really excited about geography as a teacher. It really was very rewarding to me to see that transformation.
I'm going to have you look back just a bit. Was there a moment when you realized that you were now the president of the universities? Was there that aha moment that there wasn't that you weren't a provost, that you had somebody else to turn to? All of a sudden, you are the boss. What was that moment?
Well, you know, part of it actually was as I was transitioning in, as I was coming into the presidency, there were the decisions made about Parma,
Yeah.
and so the decision had been made, the recommendation made before I arrived, and so as I arrived, immediately I was pulled into a number of discussions about how to deal with that. And it was a quick awakening to, okay, you're in charge now, what do we do? And so that was certainly a very, yes, I'm the president now, I need to take responsibility here and move forward.
Now, the university has had, I think, 6 presidents or temporary presidents in the last 5 years. And I'll throw this out as the last question. How long do you think you're going to be there? And what kind of impact has it had to not have a consistent president in the past?
Well, the first answer to the first part is that I hope I'm here a long time. This is the place where we want to be. And of course, that's dependent on how I feel as far as the impact I'm having at the university, but also how people feel about my leadership. So I think that's going to be something that we'll continue to see evolve, but I certainly hope that it works well and that I'm here a long time. I think that's exactly what the University of Idaho needs now. There's been too many changes in leadership here, and it's hurt the institution as far as its fundraising abilities, as far as its direction, its strategic direction. There's just been too many transitions, too many different priorities, and I think we need to have some stability now, especially at this crucial time as we deal with things like the budget challenges and as we try to transform the institution into a 21st century land grant.
And I'm afraid we've run out of time again for this Web Extra.
Okay.
Sir, I appreciate you taking the time to be on the show, and we will check back with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joan.
And
Appreciate it.
And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on this Dialogue Web Extra.